All right, so the next renewable source is wind. Remember, it's the fastest growing. I think basically we've pretty much exhausted all the hydroelectric sites. So wind is going to be the next big movement. And again, it's like hydroelectric. It's an indirect form of solar energy. Usage, only one for now is electricity production. So it's covering those needs as hydroelectric does. Our top users in the world, China, USA, and Spain. Remember, focus on US for your test. It produces electricity in the following way. Wind blows. What's it going to do? Spin the turbine, which is attached to a generator, which sends an electric current to your home. Energy transformations, mechanical energy to electrical energy. One energy transformation basically automatically tells you this is going to be a very efficient system. Advantages, as I just said, efficient. We know it's clean and it's going to give job opportunities and it's infinite. Infinite is huge with wind. It's cheap per kilowatt hour. I would say it's one of the cheapest producers of energy per kilowatt hour. And like I mentioned before, it's the fastest growing. So it's something that we want to look at that's going to revolutionize the future, hopefully. Probably this is one of the reasons why it's going to revolutionize. They can make wind farms just about anywhere, and they can use remote areas and land. So it's going to take up less land space. It's not like a plant that has to be built. You can literally put these anywhere in the ocean, and it's not really causing any obstruction to the existing land. Same here. I know you guys heard that it takes up a lot of land, and that is a disadvantage. But at the end of the day, they can use the land below as a farmland to grow crops and to graze animals, so both rangeland and croplands. So it's multi-use land, which is always beneficial. I don't know how the cows are going to feel underneath those wind farms because they do cause pollution, noise pollution being the main contributor. But they do not damage their existence. So again, it's multi-use land. I was just making a joke there. Something that is not good is that wind is not consistent. It's not everywhere. It's sometimes not strong enough to power the plant. So that's definitely something that's negative and leads to the need for a backup system. And most of these backup systems are not very efficient. So whenever the wind is not strong, you're losing the opportunity to produce energy. So you have to use maybe an alternative source in that process. Again, you want to look at this to become familiar with the book's interpretation of pros and cons of wind power. Solar power, and again, I told you that some of the websites will consider this the fastest growing versus wind. Main use, it can be used for direct heating. And when it's used for direct heating, keep in mind it is the most efficient form of energy being produced. It can be used for cooking. It can be used to create electricity in your home or from a plant. And it could be used to power a car. So like biomass, it has multi-use. It just doesn't have any use in the industry. So it covers most of our energy needs except the industry. Places in the world, US, Spain, and India. Again, we're focusing on US. Solar energy is a little bit more complex than what you have to know. There's two types of solar energy. There's passive and there's active. The main difference is passive solar energy is a type of energy using the sun to create heat, and there's no system involved. There's no generator, there's no valves, it's just direct heating. And something that you have to do in order to get this form of energy to work. And when it does, it's extremely efficient. It is the most efficient, and that's going to be a test question for sure. The most efficient is solar, and the next would be natural gas because of its ability to use directly in the home. But you need to make sure your home is built in a specific way to utilize this energy appropriately. So you have to have windows facing the south, so the sunlight can penetrate at the time that it needs. You need to have this little overhang of the roof to control that energy from escaping. And in addition, you want to have well-insulated homes to keep the heat in, and air seals. They even have homes with like a fan built on top to circulate that thermal heat throughout the house appropriately. And you want to build your house out of these materials to keep the heat in. Active solar energy, which is what we're going to focus the majority of this unit on. It uses a system, and there's different types of active solar energy. So the first one is solar thermal energy, or active solar thermal. It's going to use a system to generate heat. One of the biggest uses of this type of energy is for a water heater. Water heaters are the main energy main energy consumption appliance in your home. So a water heater uses the most energy per kilowatt hour when it's being used. So by adding solar panels to your water heating system, you can reduce the amount of energy being used in your home, so you're conserving energy being used by fossil fuels. And it basically is controlled by a fluid that heats up and it sends the warm water out. So, the sun's energy collects, makes this fluid hot, and then it pours it out so it could warm the water. Electricity production is also made with solar energy. And you want to look at this word photovoltaic cells, which is basically a fancy word for solar panels. But the way solar energy and solar panels work is the sun's energy comes down onto these panels, and they are filled with electrons, and they cause these electrons to basically move and get excited. So electrons will move, and then it'll cause the generator to trigger an electric current and power your home. The energy transformations that are involved is sun to, right here, mechanical, to electrical, starting in your generator. And here's an example of solar panels in your home, sun coming in. Again, these panels are made of silicon, which probably are the most popular and most effective. There's some downfalls to that, but that power or movement of electrons causes a generator to be able to send the electric current. We also have solar power plants. And by the way, if we're going to talk about efficiency, we've got extremely efficient and the most efficient form. Pretty efficient, right? Because it's, again, for heating. We're starting to lose efficiency. Photovoltaic cells, still efficient because, again, these can be directly used in your home. But when you talk about solar power plants, they're very, very inefficient. There's work that needs to be done on these plants. They're being used, and they're going to be powering a lot of homes. But I want to talk about the different types of solar power plants in the next video.